Hello there. This is an astrological forecast for Aries for March 2011. This also applies if you have an Aries ascendant. Well, my dear Aries, first thing to say is happy birthday. To those of you that have birthdays this month, I hope it's a really exciting, stimulating year ahead for you. There's some big events happening this month. The biggest one to mention is the fact that Uranus is going into your sign on the 12th of March, and it's there until 2019. What can you expect from this? Well, Aries, the first thing you can expect from this, if it isn't already happening, because there's always a build-up to these energies before they actually move into a particular sign, but I'm sure you're aware, many of you, that your lives are just changing. There's a turbulence to your lives. It's 1 minute things are up, 1 minute things are down. 1 minute things are one way, 1 minute they're the other way. There's going to be a huge amount of change in your lives. Now, Aries, you're a cardinal sign. You like change, particularly if you initiate it. It comes from outside of you. You're not so keen on that. So what can you do with Uranus in Aries? I think the best advice I can give you about having Uranus in your sign is to be ready to be an innovator, to stand out and be different, to be who you are, to be the unique person that you are, and to get away from all the comfort zones that you sit in, the ruts that you've got yourself into. Could be in relationships, could be in finances, could be how you live, could be in all different kinds of ways, could be how you work, but to look at the areas where you know inside that you are in a rut or you are just a little too comfortable. These are the areas that are going to get shaken up. Now, if you're ready to shake yourself up in advance, it won't be so much of a shock or a surprise to you, because Aries, let's face it, you like an adventure. You like things to be interesting. You like life to have an excitement. Boy, from the March the 12th onwards, you can expect excitement in spades. We've got a lot going on this month, particularly the early part of the month, in your 12th house. So many of you may well be experiencing some frustrations, some inner frustrations, feeling as though, oh, people aren't listening to me, I'm not being heard, and you may feel like a frustration at not getting your anger out or your feelings out. But don't worry, that's really not going to be so after Uranus comes into your sign. There'll still be some frustrations with people around you. Definitely. Saturn in the 7th house, let's make no mistake about it. Your relationships are also undergoing complete transformation. During this very long transit of Uranus, probably very little in your life will be the same after it has actually gone into the next sign of Taurus in 2019. No, that's a long time span, and we're only looking at this month, but it's important to see things in context. The context of the bigger picture is the world is changing. Your sign, I'm afraid, rules war. It rules weapons. It rules all things where if we need to be a warrior and we've got to fight and stand up for our rights, then we're going to have to do that. And you may need to do that in your life. It's about not allowing people to get away with things with you, not allowing them to take advantage of you. Certainly after the middle of the month, by the third week of the month, we've got all these planets, a lot of planets in your first house. So if ever there was a time, Aries, to start something new, to expand your horizons, to decide to travel, or to take your business or what you do to another level or to another country, to go global, to teach, to write, to share your information wider, broader than you've ever done before, this would be the month to start it, or if you've already started, to expand it. Just don't get too upset if things don't quite go to plan. I am seeing the possibility that you go along one plan and you're going to have to adjust because something unexpected will come up and you'll have to go, okay, Uranus in my sign, unexpected, expect the unexpected, and just go with it. See it as another opportunity that may take you in a new direction that's even more interesting and more beneficial and more gratifying to you. Now, we've still got Pluto up at the top of the chart, which is squaring these other planets. So still for many of you are feeling as though your careers are not quite moving as fast as you want them to. It's a slow evolution that's happening in your careers for many of you, in your life path, where you feel you're going to. There's going to be some changes and some transformation within you, particularly on a spiritual level, happening for you, Aries. Now, the last week of the month, we've got Neptune coming conjunct with Venus in your 11th house. This could be a wonderful time for anything artistic and creative, musical, creative, anything that involves your ideals, but also it may make you idealize your relationships a little too much. You may not see clearly what a person is doing to you or wanting from you. Could be somebody who is maybe ill or needs some help or needs rescuing. Whatever it is, just make sure you're seeing the situation clearly and you're not just putting a blinder on your eyes and just going in and helping without thinking first what the consequences might be of getting involved with this particular person or friendship. So there you have it, Aries. I think it's going to be a very exciting month for you, particularly when we come closer to your birthdays. I think as well there's some good opportunities for business around the middle of the month as well. For those of you that want to stabilise a business relationship or something in work or business, there's going to be an opportunity to do that too. But over and above, I would just say try to enjoy the fact that Uranus is in your sign and break out, be free. Don't allow anybody to pin you down, to hold you down, to tell you what you should or should not be doing. If this is happening in your relationships, then these relationships will not sustain this transit. There you are, my Aries. I wish you a wonderful month. Don't forget, for those of you that haven't seen the possibility of getting a free chart, the free chart wheel on my website, please take a look. You can draw up your own free chart now and find out where your ascendant is and where your other planets are. So thank you very much for listening, and I appreciate all the comments and everything that you do make. Have a wonderful month. And I forgot to tell you, Mercury goes retrograde at the end of the month as well, 30th of March, right at the end of the month until the 22nd of April. So really I'm going to bring that more into next month's forecast because it's going to have a bigger impact then. But just make sure, just before the end of the month, that you back up your hard drive. You don't arrange too many important meetings during that time, but it is a good time for completing things and for finishing things. Enjoy the month and happy birthday to you. Bye for now.